Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm back again with my lovely genuine vintage ephemera, and what I've got are the portions which I obviously couldn't bring myself to cut off and use in a previous video, because obviously they're very fancy and, you know, really nice. I didn't want to actually kind of then just use them up. So what I thought we could do is make some bits and pieces using some of these portions. I'm just having a look around the desk because there are some other bits as well. So yeah, I've got quite a few that are, you know, really nice fancy kind of pieces. So yeah, let's kind of just have a play and see what types of things we could do. So I mean, this, for instance, here, I mean, it's just so gorgeous, isn't it? And I love this. I mean, I assume this was printed. I mean, it looks a bit like it was kind of written in sort of calligraphy pen, but I'm assuming it was actually printed because, you know, these are kind of pretty much identical. And then you've got this raised kind of, yeah, like embossed stamped part, I suppose it would have been. So I've got a couple of these. So I'm just going to pull those out. Obviously this one says this indenture, this one says this mortgage, but they're very similar in form, aren't they? So obviously, because I want to keep these pretty much intact and make them sort of the star of the show, I thought we could just make, you know, just some flippy pads. Now I'm going to mix them with some other colours. So I've got here this, it's kind of like a, yeah, I mean a grapey blue type shade. And I thought, let's mix it with that. I love the combination of these two, you know, colours, kind of colourways together. They just look gorgeous, don't they? So I'm just going to then fold this down. Now I'm trying to be, yeah, stingy as usual, you know, trying to make the most of my paper and not waste it. So I'm just going to tear this down here at the end of that section, because otherwise obviously it's huge and it doesn't need to be that big, obviously. And then I think what I'll do is cut it along here at this portion. So I'm just going to kind of cut this section off like that. Okay, now this one, obviously, as you can see, it's kind of been smudged. That wasn't me, that was how it, you know, it was when I bought it. I don't mind that personally. Do I need to keep this? I mean, ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, there is a part of me that wants to keep this. Oh, yes, I'm going to keep it. Oh, what I'm keeping it for, Lord only knows, but you know, let's keep it, let's not throw it out. So yeah, let's try and make the most of this sheet of paper. So I'm just going to cut that down like that. That just gives us then two parts to it, doesn't it? So like that. Okay, and then this side I'm just going to cut that down along the folded edge. Oops, I was going a bit too close to the folded edge and yeah, ended up not really cutting it at all. So, right, okay. So we can put those together like that. Now, I'm going to tear that down because obviously I want it, you know, more or less kind of similar size. Now I've also got some of that lovely deli paper, which, I mean, I use this quite often, but I just really love the, you know, shabby kind of texture of this. So just going to tear that down and then we can just cut that down. Now it is very thin, but I think that's quite nice because it makes it, you know, extra usable, if you know what I mean. You know, because it's not going to bulk your bits out, but you've actually then got a couple of pages in there. So yeah, let's kind of just do it like that. I've got like alternate kind of pages. And you know what I'm actually wondering is here we could maybe incorporate this little bit that I, you know, was struggling to do away with. So what I'll do, I'm going to take that down here so it's smaller, like that. I wonder if we could even have this piece on here. Yeah, maybe those. So I think just to add a bit of extra kind of prettiness to them, I might ink them up. Just having a look for where I've put my ink, my blendy tool. Honestly, I seem to just have mess everywhere in here at the moment, but just going to ink around that. Now, I mean, obviously, this is genuine vintage stuff, so, you know, it doesn't necessarily need inking. I mean, but it just happens that these particular ones are not, you know, very discoloured. So completely, you know, up to you if you want to ink your vintage pieces or not. Well, it may depend on the pieces themselves, because like I say, I mean, sometimes they are quite coloured anyway. in which case there would be no need to actually colour them as well, would there? It just happened that these were not particularly inked at all. Now, I had ordered some brads. Now, when they arrived, it's got to be said, I was so disappointed with them because I got them from Amazon thinking they were going to be the same as those brads that I just love so much from the range that I just don't seem to be able to get anymore. And when they arrived, no, they weren't those at all. In fact, they were tiny. Oh, now looking around for them, not sure what I've even done with them. Because when they arrived, I just thought, oh, well, they are rubbish, you know, how am I going to use those? Yeah, I'm now having a look and now can't see them anywhere. Oh, dear. Right, can't see them anywhere. So, I'm going to use these instead. Now, these are some little pearl brads that I've had for a really long time in my stash. But yeah, I think these might be quite nice to use. So just take those. And I'm just going to literally clasp it together in that corner. So I want to have my three little layers. Oops. Come on. 3 layers like that. And then I will just, I was going to poke a hole with my pokey tool. And then I thought, oh, perhaps I need to do it with the crocodile because these brads have got thickish stems. But yeah, the crocodile might be then too thick. So we'll just go through with this. I'll take it quite, you know, quite through, if you see what I mean. So it makes the hole a bit bigger. There we go. Oops, come on. And just squish that down there. Oh, how pretty does that look? So we've got obviously, you know, a combination of obviously the vintage stuff there and then obviously some extra pages for journaling. I just love how that looks. It's so pretty, isn't it? The only thing I don't like, I have to say, about these brads is they're silver. Now, I've had these for a really long time, like I say. And unfortunately, I can't seem to get any of the... oh, what colour is this? This is the copper. I can't seem to get any of the bronze patina anymore. The last time I saw it, it was so expensive. I obviously couldn't bring myself to buy it. So, yeah, I've only got the copper, which I don't think is going to really look great. Well, it doesn't look as bad as I thought, actually. Well, I don't know, actually. Every now and then the light catches it, and I think, maybe it's not so good. Anyway, we should just, yeah, have to kind of go with that. So, let's do that here. So, for this one, we'll do pretty much the same. So I'm just going to tear it down here at this portion. Like that. Yeah, again, just going to ink this up a bit around the edges. I mean, like I say, the inking's kind of optional, isn't it? But, you know, if you want it looking really vintage and really scrumptious, then inking is good, isn't it? So, yeah, like that. And then, shall we have this one with just coffee dyed paper rather than with the blue? Oh my goodness, how scrummy does that look? So again, I'll just fold that. It's just kind of a good way to get where I need to mark it. So I'm just going to cut that down there. I mean, obviously this is not really straight or anything, but you know, that doesn't worry me too much, to be honest. Okay, like that. And then we'll take a bit of that sort of deli paper as well. You know, it's just good because it gets some extra pages then. So again, just put that onto there. And this deli paper, I bought it in a massive quantity. I don't think it's called deli paper, but it's like the fish and chip paper, I always say. And that's, you know, over here, when people have fish and chips, you can get it in, you know, in these kinds of papers. It's often wrapped in. And yeah, it's that paper. So it's just got a really nice feel. And it does kind of, to me anyway, it seems to resemble some sort of vintage kind of paper. Because it's very, very thin. Now, I will say you'd have to be careful that you didn't use anything like a Sharpie when you're journaling on it, because of course that would go through to the other side. You know, well, it would go through it onto what's underneath it as well, not just through to the other side, but actually, you know, go through to what's underneath, which obviously you probably wouldn't want to do that. So for this one, I think what we'll do is we will add a little ribbon in the corner as well. So just going to glue this together. Just put the hot glue there. And we'll just take that one down. Okay, sorry, my tummy's rumbling now. I'm starving hungry. So I got straight back from the school and thought, oh, I couldn't wait to do this. So yeah, I've come in and now I'm regretting it. Thinking, oh, I should have got something to eat first. But I'll get something to eat in a minute. Right, okay. So yeah, let's put that there. And again, just straight through. Again, just putting that right the way through to make that hole big enough to get my brad through. There we go. Like that. Oh my goodness, how pretty does that one look? Love how that one looks. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's have a look and see what other little portions that we've got. So this one, we've got this section here, which is just gorgeous, isn't it? So yeah, definitely this is, you know, crying out to be just torn off here. Now, do I tear it off below that red line or above it? I think probably above it. Yeah, probably there. Okay. I love how that looks. That's such a lovely piece, isn't it? So yeah, let's just ink that one up. And like I say, this kind of vintage document stuff, I mean, it's got a very sort of thick feel, I suppose. Yeah. Well, not a thick feel, but I mean it's kind of thickish paper. So yeah, it's really, really nice. Right, I'm just having a look to see what other papers I've got beside me, because I'm wondering whether I could mix this up with some other stuff. Now I've got this green. The only thing is where I've got that red on there, I'm not sure whether I quite like the green or not. Just put that in with some. Oh no, don't like that. Definitely not liking that at all. Let's just have a look at this one. So yeah, I'll probably just have to go with some coffee dyed paper again. So this one, obviously it's been torn on the edges, and I quite like that on this one. So I'm going to just tear the underneath sheets of the flippy pad, just so that they're sort of in the same style. I'll just tear those down. Okay. Probably, yeah, probably come about there, I think. So I'm just going to snip that bit off. Okay. And then I will tear, obviously, the bottom off as well. Again, just going to pull in that deli paper. Although now I'm thinking that's not really long enough. Well, it would probably work if I just tear it down here. So, oh, this is looking very scrappy now. Probably just like utter rubbish, really, to anybody just tuning in. They probably think, oh my goodness, what is she doing? I've got my doubts myself, it's got to be said. Yeah, I'm also wondering, what am I doing? Oh dear. Right, so the trick is with deli paper, don't try and tear it particularly, because, yeah, it's very terrible. I mean, terrible. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It's looking terrible with the terrible edges. Right, there we go. Yeah, that's not gone well at all. I'm just going to tear this sheet there. Okay, and then for this one, I'm thinking a wax seal would be really lovely to finish this. So let me just have a look. Did I bring my wax seal stuff? Hang on a second, I'm just having a look, because I was using them with something else, and yeah, I'm wondering whether I've left them over there. Right, hang on a second, I've got some more. Oh, it's not lost. Oh, and no red ones, would you believe? Oh, that one's not bad. Or that one, actually, that one's probably better. So we can have that up there. Now, I don't know whether we could even put the brad through the wax seal. Let's just have a quick look. Have a look at these. Oops. I mean, it's just creating kind of a bit of interest, really, isn't it? So just going to also just take a little bit of black lace and just see whether we could have this sort of coming out like a bit of a streamer from there. Oh my goodness, how scrumptious does that look? So let's put this there with all the layers and put that there. Right, now I've never tried to punch through a wax seal before, so I don't know whether this is going to actually work or whether I'm going to crack it or, you know, break it in some way. Oh, it's definitely sort of resistant. Oh, she's quite resistant to it, but hopefully I've made the hole big enough to just get those prongs through for the brad. Look. Okay. I mean, it has made it a little bit on the bulky side, it's got to be said. You know, there's a little bit of bulk there, if you can kind of just see that. But, I mean, it's quite pretty, isn't it? And then what I could do is, I'm just going to take my little paint stick. Actually, no, I'm not going to take that one. I'm going to take the brown one. Just go over the whole thing with a bit of brown. Just try and tone down it all. There we go. Oh, that looks very pretty now. Yeah, I love how that looks. Just that toning down so it didn't look like a sort of brand new, you know, pearly brad. It now has got a bit more of an antique-y feel to it, doesn't it? So, yeah, love how that one looks. Right, okay, what other decorative bits have I got? Oh, yes, I've got this one now, sorry. Every time I touch anything, it's obviously knocking other things down. Right, let's have a look. Oh, these are coming together really quickly, aren't they? They're definitely a very quick and easy thing to do. But they're so fun. And I don't know about you guys, but I have got, you know, quite a few of these kind of vintage documents. And sometimes, you know, I don't know what to do with them. And of course, there is the other part of me that's then wanting to hoard them. So this is just like a really simple, easy project to do that's going to obviously, you know, make the most of them. So let's take this one now. Okay, and I think probably go with the coffee dyed sheets again. Oh, that's a bit narrow now. That's a shame, isn't it? Right, let me just see whether I've got some more coffee dyed paper. Oh, I've got this lilac. What that would look like. Oh, I'm so sorry, my tummy's really rumbling. I'm so starving. Yeah. Right, okay. I just couldn't wait to get started, so I thought, oh, I'll get straight back from the school and instantly get on with doing this. Now, of course, I'm thinking, why would I think that? Because I'm now starving. Right, okay. Let's just squish this down. Yeah, weirdly enough, I mean, before, obviously, you know, the world of junk journals, before they came into my life, you know, changed my life. I mean, I'd never come across these like indenture, you know, certificates and all of that kind of stuff. I'd never seen them before. Now I've got some book page here, so I think I'm going to go for some of this as well. So yeah, just going to try and tear this down. Probably should have actually folded this over and torn it that way, but never mind. Yeah, I'd never really come across them before, but they're the most beautiful documents, and you know, since obviously seeing them for the first time, I've actually seen them several times. So they're obviously quite, you know, I'm not saying readily available, but, you know, they're obviously quite a few about. So they're not kind of that difficult to find. Although now I've said that, I probably won't be able to find them now for ages, because sometimes, you know, you sort of say these things, don't you? And then it's like you've sealed the fate and sealed its fate and just never to be seen again. Right, just put those like that, and this one here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's very cute, isn't it? And then let's get our little pearly, oops, pearly brad again. So that's really great, because I have actually used up now a whole packet of the pearly brads, which is good. And then I've got some tassels here. I love these tassels. Now, just wondering if, I think the lilac is unfortunately a little bit too lilac. Although I've got that sort of dusky type colour. Oh, I don't know actually. No, maybe the lilac is the one. Yeah, I didn't think it would be, but actually I think it is. So let's get that out, and then, oops, just hanging that back up behind my desk. I'm just trying to be semi-tidy. Now, I'm wondering, do we want to go for that, like that? Just bring in my brads, not brads, the wax seals again. Got quite a few lilac ones, so I'm sure that I will have a pretty one. Oh, I don't really want to go through the crown, because that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? That's not quite the right colour. That one's better. Yeah, oh, that's a lot better, isn't it? Now, am I going to be able to somehow glue this down? Right, okay, let's go for this. Now, this is a bit of a trial and error type situation, so I'm going to glue the tassel down. Oops, like that. Okay. And then what I need to do is glue the wax seal down on top of there. And then I want to obviously punch the hole and put the whole, you know, the brad right through the whole thing. If you see what I mean. I mean, to be honest, it actually doesn't look too bad just like that, does it? But the thing is, I should have stapled it underneath there. Of course I didn't. So yeah, I've now got no choice really but to just go through the whole of that. So, right, fingers crossed. Again, going right the way through to try and make that hole nice and big. This is not obviously in the centre of that seal at all. I mean, I'm not saying I was looking to go through the centre, but yeah, to be honest, I could have gone a bit better. A bit better than I have, because I've not done a very good job at all. But it looks okay, to be honest. Yeah, it does look okay. Now, this one, I think I'm not going to actually bronze it up, because I think actually it kind of carries off the silver quite well. What do you think? No, I'm not sure. I think the silver kind of looks quite delicate on this one, so I'm just going to just tear these pages off at the bottom to just kind of make it there. Yeah, make it a better size really. So how pretty does that one look? Just gorgeous, isn't it? So yeah, let's put that to one side. Right, just got a couple more now left to do. So yeah, let's just have a look. It's not really lending itself to any sort of flippy pad, isn't it? Love this portion here though. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? So we've got this one, which is obviously a smallish section. Well, that's okay. I think we can get away with doing this one. So I'm just going to tear the bottom off. I do like the bottom torn really. Again, that's just personal choice, isn't it? But yeah, I think I do prefer the bottom torn rather than cut. Okay, so loving the look of that. Just going to ink that up a bit. Oh my goodness. Lots of ink obviously on my blendy tool, and yeah, hadn't realised quite how inky that was, so now I've just got a big huge splodge in the background. Oh well, never mind, I don't think it looks too bad. Right, now this hasn't got the red on it obviously, so I could go for a coloured paper. It has got the red on the underneath, but not on the top. What do you think? Not loving that green. Once you put it, you know, with some coffee dyed paper underneath, I go off it then. Don't think it looks all that nice. So I think what I'll do, I'm just going to go for the jelly paper like that, and yeah, let's just snip that down on the edge there. And then I'm just going to go for just the coffee dyed paper. So again, just tearing that down like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to tidy the top of this up where we obviously, you know, cut it for the previous one. So like that. And then for this one, oh, I've run out of brads now. I've used them all. That was good, wasn't it? Because yeah, had them really for a long time and just hoarded them terribly. So yeah, pretty good to have actually used them all really. Now I'm just wondering whether I could have anything like this, or oh, that's a lovely one, isn't it? So yeah, I'm just going to staple it in the corner. I haven't got my Tim Holtz tiny attacher right beside me, so I'm just going to use a big staple. Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, I have got my Tim Holtz tiny attacher here, look. It was buried under some stuff, and I thought, oh, I'm sure it's not on my desk. I'm sure I'd used it on the floor and I haven't brought it over. But hey, it was there all along. So just pop some glue on that one. Oh, I love that one. That looks so vintage, doesn't it? And just, yeah, really, really, really gorgeous, I must say. So yeah, let's pull them in and see the ones that we've done. I think, you know, we raced through those, and to be honest, they came together really quickly. I'm just moving some bits out of the way. Let's pull them all in and see the ones that we have done. Like I say, shocked at actually how quickly we've pulled them together, because we've now got quite a few usable bits using those gorgeous decorative pieces. So yeah, we've done this one here with the blue, this one here, this one here with the added bit of lace, and the one with the lilac. Not sure which one's my favourite. Got to say, I really, really love them all. Let me know below which one is your favourite, because yeah, I'm definitely struggling to choose one. I really love this one with the black lace. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Can't decide. I do really love this one actually. Anyway, let me know below which one you like best. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope it's given you some ideas of you know, just different ephemera pieces and things that you can make with your vintage ephemera. And yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.